Greetings from Snake Mountain Boatworks on Wednesday, June 9, 2021. Well, it looks like Miss Steak is turning into Miss Wonderful pretty quickly, thanks to Joe and Rick. I can't remember. I think we started working on this 10 days ago?
About 10 days ago.
About 10 days ago. The old bottom was completely gone. There was no saving any part of it. So the new bottom, well, look at her. You tell me. And there have been a bunch of questions as to what we use for bottom planking. This is the one application where we use Meranti Asian mahogany. I would never use it where it's going to be varnished because, well, as you can see, the grain is just hideous. But Meranti is as hard as stone and bends beautifully. We were able to go around this short radius in the nose without any steaming. And the trick, a number of people have written to me asking, well, we always started at the aft end of a plank. Well, don't do that up on the nose. It takes two guys, one of them standing way out where Joe is right now, holding that puppy as high in the air as he possibly can. And we begin by sinking the fasteners at the nose and then slowly, carefully work back one frame at a time until we've got the entire thing down. The guys right now are getting ready for the final sanding and final finishing before we apply multiple coats of Smiths. And then remember, only Smiths, not the cheap stuff. Clear penetrating epoxy sealer, at which point we'll drag out the Interlux 2000E two-part barrier coat epoxy primer, and we will put 5 thin coats. We vary between gray and white, and that helps us discover where there are holidays. Joe and Rick right now are applying 3M premium marine filler to all of the countersinks, any declivity, any indentation. That will all be sanded fair, and you can see in this area that sanding's pretty much complete. Here, an additional coat has been applied. Rick's working back to front, Joe's working front to back. And right now we're finishing the filling of the countersinks on the intriguing chine plank. And we continue doing the research. Love the discussion and debate. She's a 1959, not 1960, by hull number 1959, but she a sportsman, but she's one of the second series of Sportsman. There were only 285 hulls manufactured. And this version is a takeoff on the 1959 and 1960 ski boat. But what's interesting is, as we all know, there was Chris-Craft's rule of thumb, which means if you measure any one of these boats, port side to starboard side, you're going to get different measurements because different guys had different thumbs. Chris Smith always said, we hired and employed laborers. We did not hire and employ woodworkers. So things weren't always necessarily exactly true, left and right, port, starboard, aft, and forward. Additionally, Chris-Craft was notorious for having a hull like this on the production lines and somebody screamed, "Okay, time for seats." And whatever was up in the racks went into the boat. So this boat shows measurements that are akin to the first series of Sportsman. The hull does. The seating is appropriate for the 59 and 60 Sportsman. Some of the hardware, well, it's kind of a mixture of both. It's all original. We find no extra holes. So what I'm going to do is send the hull number down to the museum and get the hull card. And the hull card will answer all of our questions. But the good news is, look at that bottom. It is flat, fair. This puppy with that 350 sitting on the engine stringers with this hard, stiff bottom. Well, it may have done 30, 35 before. I think it's probably going to be a 40-knot boat. So we'll continue working, get her fair, get her sealed with Smith's clear penetrating epoxy sealer, apply 5 coats of Interlux 2000E 2-part barrier coat, and in a week or so, we'll have her right side up and putting her back together. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boatworks.